Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw a very simple version of Carnage. So with this character, I'm going to be drawing him from the profile view just because I think he looks pretty cool from the side. So let's start with the eye, and with the eye it's pretty jaggedy. The shape is like, kind of abstract. It's not really a proper eye. So let's draw the top edge where it curves around. So from here, I'm just going to draw a curve that goes up. From this point, I'm just going to curve down, so it's got a little sharp point there. And then let's curve over to the front. So from here, I'm just going to curve to the front of the eye, or to the top front. From here, let's curve down, and just do a series of curves to create points. Curving back down, up, and then down again. And you don't really have to follow exactly how I draw them, just because his eyes kind of seem to change shape all the time. So from here, I'm going to come in, I'm going to come down. Now let's kind of come this way, at an angle. Come down here. Now I'm going to start to work my way back up this way. So let's curve around and we'll go up. Let's come down here a bit. So I'm just creating sort of like these nice kind of jaggedy shapes for the eye. Okay, so that's pretty cool from the side. Now let's draw the top of the head going to the front of the mouth. So from here in the back, I'm going to draw the back of the skull and come down to somewhere around here. So I'm going to draw a curve going around into the front of the mouth. Now I'm going to sort of start working my way around the profile of his face. So from here, I'll do the front part of the mouth. So I'm just going to draw a curve that goes to the back. And then we're going to draw this big grin that comes up to about here. So from this point, I'm going to curve out. Let's draw that little laugh line here. So like a little bracket at the end. Now the mouth is going to be wide open. So I'm going to have the jaw like really low, like down to about here where my fingers are. So from this point, I'm going to work my way down, about halfway down the mouth in one direction, and then change the curve going in the opposite direction here. Now from this point, I'm just going to curve to the front of the bottom part of the mouth. From here, we're going to curve down, and then I'm going to work my way up to the jaw here. So from this point, I'm going to curve out. Now from here, all I need to do is just kind of curve this way, but I'm going to stop right about here because I'm going to draw the rest of the body before I finish that off. So from here, I'm just going to curve up like that. All right, let's go back to the mouth. Now I'm going to have the teeth sort of protruding out past the gums. We're going to have some cartilage or whatever coming down the side of the mouth here. So what I want to do is right about here, I'm going to draw a curve coming down and then going back up. So I'm going to draw a series of teeth. So long, short ones, make a couple even longer. They don't have to be consistent in length. Just kind of coming around like that. Now I'm going to work my way to right about here, which is where I'm going to have that sort of cartilage hanging down. So right about there. Now from here I'm going to go down to about here. I'm going to start the bottom row of teeth here. So for the cartilage, I'm going to make it look like it's stretched, kind of like in that angle. And from here I'm going to have just some jagged teeth going across. And as I get around to the front, I'm going to start to curve and change directions. So curve like that, and then tuck this in underneath that bottom lip. Up here along the top row of teeth, I'm going to take these points and I'm going to connect them with a curve, just to show a little separation between the teeth and the gums. So you can go like this. You can make a couple longer, make them shorter. And make them look like really long fangs. You can make the gum line pretty deep, like that. Let's do the bottom row. So from here, again, connecting those points all the way around. Last one right there. Now to give some detail on this cartilage here, to make it look like it's stretching and pulling apart, you can go in and, starting up here, I'm going to curve around and just follow the path of that front. And then from this point, just connecting it with a straight line, just to make it look like it's tearing apart. Do it again up here, so I'm going to curve down, and from this side curving in the opposite direction, and from here probably doing one in the opposite direction that way, kind of like that. Okay, so let's go back up to the back of the neck into the shoulder. So I'm going to have the arm coming out into like a sort of a claw position. So here I'm going to draw the front part of the shoulder, so this big shoulder here. So I'm going to start back here and just draw a curve, comes like that. From back here, I'm going to do an overlap and draw the back of the neck. So a little hump there. Now let's get into the arm. So let's draw the back of the arm here. The elbow will be probably around here. So I'm going to draw the tricep muscle, which kind of comes out like this. And then I'm going to go to the elbow and just draw an overlapping line over that tricep muscle. From here, I'm going to work my way to the wrist. So this is where the wrist will be. So let's draw the bottom part of the elbow or the arm first. So I'm going to draw a curve like that, do a slight overlap, and work my way all the way to my finger with one curve. And now with the wrist here, I'm going to draw the top of the wrist right about here. Let's go back to the elbow and curve down, and I'm going to turn direction and go back up. So let's draw the top part of the hand here. So I'm going to draw a curve that comes down. Now this is where I'm going to start layering in some fingers. So I have one finger coming out this way. I'm going to make them really long. So here I'll do an overlap, going to one knuckle, curving out to another. Now here I'm going to curve in the opposite direction for the finger and the claw. Here I'm just going to curve all the way back to the next finger. Let's do that again. So I'm going to do an overlap here, going once, and I'm going to just curve in the tip of the finger, and curve this all the way back like that. Let's do another overlap. More finger here, curving around, and then tapering out, getting longer. And then one final finger, I'm just going to do an overlap here with this. Now curve this back pretty far here. Now from here, I'm just going to stop right about here, draw a straight line to the back of the hand. Now I'm going to do an overlap on this side and just close that off. Okay, so there's your claw hand. I'm going to draw the thumb in the back here, so I'm just going to draw a curve like this and then tuck this back behind there. Let's finish off this arm. So with the shoulder, I want to draw the front of the shoulder here. So I'm going to start here and draw a curve kind of like that. And then the bicep kind of gets tucked in underneath like so. Let's draw in the chest. So from here, I'm going to take this point here and just curve in behind this hand. And just sort of imagine continuing this line back this way to probably around here. And then from here I'm going to do a slight overlap and curve in the opposite direction for the stomach. Now I'm going to have to imagine how deep the back will be. So right about here, I'm going to draw a curve for the back. Now if you want, you can add some like little of those symbiotes or the liquidy stuff that comes off the body, but I'll wait until I'm finished the rest of the neck here before I do that. So from here, I'm just going to close off the neck with a curve like that. Okay, so now that we got that, let's draw on the tongue. So I have the tongue coming out and just kind of like in a whip position. So up here, I'm just going to draw a curve that goes up and back and then forward. Okay, and it doesn't really matter. You don't have to follow exactly how I did it. But from this point, I'm going to start to taper this line and get thicker as I get to the back of the throat. So here, I'm just going to tuck this in underneath the teeth. And back here, I'm going to just follow this contour of the cartilage here and draw that same line in the background there. Okay, now that we have that, you can draw some of those liquidy things. So up here, I'm going to probably put one here that comes around like so. Let's draw one over here. So pulling this around like that. Let's draw one in the back, coming around. And again, you could just do your own patterns. It doesn't have to follow exactly the way that I've done it. Here, let's draw a long one. It's kind of like this. And I think that's pretty much it. There we have it. There is Carnage. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please give us a like and share this with your friends. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend. We'll see you again soon.